We're outside again. I don't like the way this wig looks on me. I need to fix it some more. It's a little rough. I'm so scared my neighbor's gonna come outside, as per usual. Hello, my beautiful butterflies. What is up? So today, I am doing a mini tutorial on how I made my Ciel cosplay piece. Insert picture here. So, that's just the jacket part, which is actually made out of an old prom dress. I don't have any pictures of that prom dress, because I didn't like it. It shows you how little I ever wore it. It was free, we found it, we were given it, I don't know. I saw it and I decided, hey, that's a fun thing to turn into cosplay, since it's a pretty decent color for Ciel. So I turned it into cosplay. And that's what this is going to be about. But first, here's a little bit of vlogging from when I was cosplaying earlier and being stressed out in the middle of an apartment complex. I'm going right back to the trees, which is where I dropped my phone last time. But this time I'm holding it instead of holding it on this. So we should be okay. But I made, here, you can't really see it very well, but I did make this little back piece, big back piece, a prom dress that was given to us. It wasn't a great prom dress, it was badly altered, so I just altered it some more. It was an adventure, it took me most of yesterday, because I didn't know how to sew. I had to learn how to use a sewing machine. Going back to the scary woods. Back to where I don't want to be. Oh, that left a mark. Great. Okay, I might just have to put it back there. Probably just keep my phone this way. I do hate this. I want to do something in like the road later, but like I can't film by myself most, like with a lot of things, like if I need a moving camera or something. So I'm just gonna pray to the gods that there's not children down here, because if there is, I'm turning right back around, and I gotta watch where I'm walking so I don't roll an ankle. I can't see. I'm gonna go ahead and you guys are gonna see the secret that I don't actually do the other eye of makeup because I don't have contacts for this. So it's not like I need that eye to be shown. I can kind of see now. Oh my god. I always wear, why do I always wear heels when I go out here? It's the same shoes too. I'm wearing the exact same shoes this time around. Of course I am, because I'm smart like that. Okay. My neighbors are probably just gonna slowly get more and more suspicious as I disappear into the woods every week and then come back out covered in bug bites. I'm wearing long thigh highs this time, so bugs should have less luck getting to my legs. Okay, we're gonna walk around the dip this time, not drop my phone. Okay, there's nobody. Just me. I think. Lord hope so. And now I'm gonna put my phone up on a tree again, like I did last week. I actually think I need my other eye. There's a microwave down here now. I don't think that was there last week. It might have been. Maybe I just didn't see it. Okay. I'm almost back. I'm like halfway back. I rolled my ankle again, as per usual. I need to fix my wig up because it's messing with me. It's okay right now. I just want to get back. I need to figure out how to take some cool pictures because I'm struggling. I think if I clean my room up a little bit, I can take some in there. I'm thinking of doing some with stuffed animals. So if I did take that picture, it's right here. I'll insert it in the video right now. And if I forgot to insert it there, oopsies. I don't care. See it. I can see my cat. He's watching me through our window. I'm not going to show you where it's at though, because I live in an apartment complex and there's other people and their doors are open and stuff, and I don't want to disturb their privacy. So we're just going to keep walking. I'm struggling here. My feet hurt. I'm ready to take these shoes off. I can't see. My depth perception is so off. There's Callie. Hi, baby. Back it up. Okay, now we've got that out of the way, so right on into the tutorial on how I made that piece. Before starting this project, when I had the idea for it, in my mind, I thought it was going to be really easy and a really fast process. I knew it would probably take me a couple hours, but really, I didn't think it was going to take that long. In the end, it took me like 6 or 7 hours, which still isn't that long, but it was longer than I thought. But really the goal was to turn this prom dress into a really long jacket. So first I needed to measure both the jacket and the skirt's waist. You won't see the top part of the dress. That part I didn't end up using. I might keep and just use as a cute shirt, but I don't know, I might just save it for something else later. But first I needed to measure the skirt and the jacket to make sure they were the same length, so I didn't have anything hanging off the edges once I finished sewing. They were a few inches off. The jacket was bigger, but I decided that I would be fine and I would make it work for the most part. I did have a moment there where I was very confused and didn't know what I would do about it, but I just moved on. So I decided that the zipper was pretty much useless at this point, and I wouldn't need to be closing the skirt back up, which meant I could get rid of the zipper. So I chose that back seam to cut along. Really, I had no use of that chalk. I just felt fancy using it, so I put it on. And it was pretty plain sailing all the way up until I got to the zipper. And then I had some problems. I didn't really know what to do. I couldn't figure out how to get it out without just cutting a chunk of the skirt out. So I kind of just sat there very confused. Oh, and then I remembered that there was that inner skirt too, and I was like, not sure if I wanted to keep that or if I wanted to cut it out. So I went back to fiddling with the zipper, and it was kind of a whole mess. Really, I should have planned ahead more than I did, but with some help from my sister, who took a sewing class in high school, we were able to get the zipper cut off and keep the skirt pretty much intact. There was a bit of a chunk missing on one of the sides, but that was fine because it was folded in anyways and you couldn't see it. But basically, it took us a while, and you can see on my face, I was very confused. I had no clue what I was doing, and my sister was across the room kind of instructing me, and eventually she came over to actually help. At this point, I had only been working for about 10 minutes, and I was already ready to quit because it was hard, but if I did that, then I knew the skirt would be relatively useless at that point since I had cut it and cut on different parts of it and pretty much ruined it as a skirt. So I was determined to finish it, and I did finish it, but I thought I would be finished way before I was. I thought I'd be finished by dinner. I didn't finish till around 10 o'clock. But we managed to figure out the issue with the zipper, and then we had a moment of mandatory cat time because she laid on the skirt when we left for 2 seconds. And some more mandatory cat time while we decided to lay the skirt out to finally pin it to the jacket. It was kind of a process. The cats got a lot in the way, and we got stabbed a lot by the pins because we didn't know what we were doing. Or I didn't know what I was doing. Maddie knew what she was doing. So we went to pin the jacket and the skirt together, and then we realized that the jacket really was going to hang off the edge, so we decided to pin it and make it a little bit smaller around the waist so it would fit the skirt better. I don't remember what this was called, and I'm too lazy to go ask my sister, so let me know in the comments. She used a fancy word for it. I thought it was just pleating, but I was wrong. I know nothing about sewing. So yeah, after getting stabbed a bunch and fixing that up, we had them together, and I tried it on to see where it was at. After putting it on, I decided I didn't like where the skirt laid, and we wanted it to be a little higher so that the dress wasn't dragging on the ground as much, and so we decided to move it up more onto my waistline. So that issue was solved relatively quickly. But we still had the problem of there being beading all over the bottom of the skirt, on the waistline of the jacket, on the sleeves, and it just didn't really fit the character or the design that I wanted. This was the longest process for sure. I had to remove all the beading by hand. It took about 4 hours. The skirt was easier because the inner piece was detached, so I had the access to the strings. But when I got to the jacket, I had to just work with what was already on the surface, which took a long time, and it left my fingers hurting pretty bad. I thought it was going to be quick. It wasn't. It took me so long. And once again, I saw myself ready to quit, but I kept going because I was determined and stubborn. And then finally, we got to sewing, which was also a really hard process. It took another 3 hours just to sew these pieces together. First, I had to cut the triangles out of the shirt, and I forgot to put the foot down like 17 times. The machine had a lot of issues. It didn't like me. It liked my sister, but not me because it's not my machine. So the jacket was pretty easy, only a couple tries there. As you can see, I managed mostly okay. There was a lot of issues still. But by the time we got to the skirts and doing the edges to make them look nicer, we had a lot of problems with the string bunching and with it just not wanting to work. There was pressure issues. I'm not really 100% sure still. In fact, I don't think any of us are quite sure what happened. I think an hour of it was just messing up and tearing out seams and trying again, which wouldn't have been so awful, but we don't have a seam ripper because we don't really sew that much, so it was a lot of just cutting and pulling with my fingers. But hey, we got there eventually, and then we got ice cream and decided that we were going to try to do the thing where you give your cat ice cream and make them have a brain freeze, and it didn't really work, but it was still funny because he really liked the ice cream and he does this funny head tilt thing and he's really cute. That's Galileo, by the way, if you don't know my cat already. He's one of 3. This is the one that hasn't shown up in the video until now. But yeah, we messed with him for a while and just kind of let him have his fun, and I took a break so I could eat a creamsicle, and then it was time to sew the skirt to the jacket because we had finished everything else. As you can see, it's kind of dark outside now because we had to fix the machine and I did some sewing in between this stuff and it was kind of a mess. But other than like a little bit of issues, I don't think I had too much trouble sewing this part on. This was like pretty okay. It was the aftermath of the sewing that we had the problem with. So I went to try it on because I was finally finished, or I thought I was. And then we realized that the edges of the skirt were uneven. One was up under my chest and the other one was down by my hips. I don't know how it happened, so I had to take it all out and try again. And then the machine started hating me again, but it was fine because we made it work. In the long run, this should not have been my first sewing project, which it was. It should not have been. You can see me getting frustrated because the machine kept getting unthreaded, which was really annoying to me. Considering every time it came unthreaded, I had to go through like a whole 5 or 6 step process to redo it. My sister came and helped me, and she was basically the savior of the day for this whole thing. And I really do appreciate all the help she gave me because she was supposed to be doing homework for college and she wasn't. She was helping me on this instead, which is really lovely of her. And she let me use her machine and her desk and instructed me like the whole time and tried to get me to go to bed on multiple occasions. But I stayed up and I finished, which took me a long time. But obviously we got there, I wouldn't be making this video. And I did it all in one evening. Haha. Though I will say I should have picked an easier project. This wasn't too complicated. I'm just very bad at sewing and very inexperienced. And you can see I was checking for bunching of the string again because it kept doing that. That was one of my main problems. And it didn't do that, so it was pretty okay. So basically, as long as I sewed this part straight, it was a straight ride to being done, and then I could go to bed. And I was tired at this point, and you can probably see it in my face. I was ready to take a long nap. But I kept working and finished off that part of the jacket, I guess. And every once in a while I checked just to be sure that it was sewing properly because I was paranoid and didn't want to have to redo it again. You can see the focus look. So once I finished, I tried it on and decided it was fine. I did have to sew in the edges of the jacket a little bit because it was still a little bit wider than the skirt, but it wasn't a big deal and I think it looks fine. My future plans for this jacket are to add tulle underneath to the back of the skirt so that it has more volume, and also I want to make a big white ruffle to go underneath that'll stick out, so that will be cute. I've also entertained the idea of putting lace on the outside of the back of the skirt just to give it some more texture so it's not just all one color. I haven't decided yet, let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, here's a picture of how it ended up looking. I like it a lot. Love that, that half done look. Anyways, thank you so much for sticking around and watching, and I hope you enjoyed that little walkthrough. Obviously, I don't know what I was doing, but thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe, check out my other social medias if you feel like it. But yeah, tell me what you think and tell me what I could have done better, please. Because I mean, I can always fix that. But thank you so much for watching my video, and bye, my beautiful butterflies.